Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello. Today we are from group 2 are going to explain about our presentation that's called Early Childhood Development from 2 to 6 years old. Before we begin our explanation for today, I'm going to introduce you to our team. First, my name is Yunita Widya Susanti, and there's my friend Sunan Bajang dari Marta, Banda Juwita Sari, Tanya Anazumi, and lastly, Widani Silvi Salsabila. In this material, will be discussed about 4 topics. The first one is physical development, second is cognitive development, the third one, emotional development, and the last one is psychosocial development. The first explanation will be explained by my friend.
What is early childhood physical development? Educators call early childhood starting from age 2 to 6 years as a preschool, which is a period that better prepares children both physically and mentally to face the tasks when they start attending formal education. Physical development of early childhood is the growth of the body and brain, sensory abilities, and motoric skill. Early childhood children who develop their abilities increase in various ways, which are related to their physical development. This physical development is divided into 3. The first one is height and weight. The second one is brain development, and the last one is motoric development. I will explain height and weight. Next, physical development that is clearly seen in early childhood is the growth in height and weight. Children of the same age can have very different heights, but their height growth patterns still follow the same rule. For example, 5 years old are not taller and heavier, but also have longer bodies and legs than 2 years old. As preschoolers grow older, the presentation's growth in height and weight decrease each year. During early childhood, the average child grows 2.5 inches in height and gains between 2.5 to 3.5 kilograms in weight each year. In the age of 3, the children is about 33 inches tall and weighs about 16.5 kilograms. At the age of 5, the child is 33.6 inches tall and weighs about 21 kilograms. There are some physical changes are very obvious in early childhood, like loss of baby round appearance, slimmer abdominal muscles develop, slimmer waist, the body, arms, and legs are also getting longer, and body proportion begins to stabilize to become like adults. Next. On this growth individually varies. Most of the result of view of height and weight of children around the world concluded that there are 3 most important factors that influence difference in height. First one is genetic factors. Genetic factors are the basic capital and have a major role in achieving the final result of child's growth and development process, including genetic factors such as gender, race, or ethnicity, and congenital factors that are pathological or certain disease. A study says that genetic factors have an influence of 60 to 80% on height. That's why parents who have a tall postures, their children can also tend to be tall. Next is nutrition factors. The nutrition that children get both from food and drink, can affect a children's health. The important role of nutrition for the development of the child's body is needed since the little one is in the womb until he grows up. For that, it's so necessary to provide balanced nutrition so that the child's growth and development goes well. And the last is activity factors. Healthy physical activity such as exercise can help the body stimulate the production of bone cells. The cells will grow into healthy and strong bones. Some types of sports can also help children grow tall, such as playing basketball or go swimming. That's all for me. The next material will be explained by my friend Sunang Bajang Janwarta.
Okay, I will explain about the brain development and motoric development. First, brain development. One of the most important physical development during early childhood development is brain development. The brain and head grow faster than any other part of the body. By the time infants reach the age of 2, their brain size is on average 25% of that of an adult, and by the age of 5, their brain size has reached about 19% of the adult brain. Brain growth during early childhood is caused by an increase in the number and size of the nerves that terminate in and between regions of the brain. The nerve ending continue to grow at least into adolescence. Some of the increase in the brain size is also caused by increased myelination, a process in which nerve cells are closed and insulated with a layer of fat cells. This process has an impact on increasing the speed of information traveling through the nervous system. Some developmental psychologists believe that myelination is important in the maturation of a number of children abilities. Entering the age of 3 years, the child brain is getting bigger to 18% of the size of the intact brain as an adult. At this age, the brain actually has more than 20% of synapses. Synapses are a connection between nerve cells that allow information to flow between them. However, as the child grows, the brain begins to break down synapses that are considered unimportant. So the brain becomes more focused on only the connections that are important. At the age of 5 years, brain development becomes sharper. At this age, the size of a child brain is fully equal to that of an adult. Not only that, every experience felt by the child will also form a synapse. That's why a child's brain development will adapt to environment. Okay, next material. Motoric development. Motoric development is the process by which a person develops response that result in coordinate, organize, and integrate movements. Physical development in childhood is marked by the development of motoric skills. There are two types of motoric development: hard motoric and soft motoric skill. Hard motoric skill are part of motoric activities that include large muscle skills, such as crawling, front, lifting the neck, and sitting. Submotoric skills are part of motoric activities that involve the movement of small muscles, such as picking up small objects with the thumb and writing. Next, you can see the table. There is a hard motoric skill and soft motoric skill. 2 until 3 years, they can walk well. Hard motoric skills, they can walk well, run track, head, jump. And the soft motoric skill imitates a circle, chicken claw writing, can eat using a spoon, arrange multiple boxes. And 3 until 4 years, they can walk at 80% of adult steps, run 1 of 3 the speed of adults, throwing and catches a big ball, but arms are still stiff. And the soft motoric skill, buttoning clothes, imitate simple shapes, and create simple drawings. And 4 until 6 age, they can balancing the body on one leg, run far without falling, and can swim in shallow water. And the soft motoric skill, slicer, drawing people, imitate simple number and letter, and last make complex arrangement with boxes. That's all for me. Thank you very much. Uh, Next material will be explained by my friend.
Okay. Okay, I want to explain the next material is about cognitive development. Children under 5 years old, people are often referred to as preschoolers because at that age, children are not yet in formal school, but children learn with various kind of stimulation. Stimulation by playing. So playing is usually called learning while learning and learning to play. Cognitive characteristic of preschool children is preschoolers are generally skilled in language. Some of them like to talk, especially in their groups. Children should be given the opportunity to talk. Some of them are trained to be good listeners, and children's competencies need to be developed through interactions, interests, opportunities, admiration, and affections. Inswar and Witting and Sight and Witting explain how to develop so that children can develop to be competent in the following ways. The number one is interact as often as possible and vary with the child. Show interest in what children do and say, and provide opportunities for children to research and get opportunities in meetings, and provide opportunities and encourage encouragement to carry out various activities independently. And the next and the last is we recommend that when communicating with children, do so warmly and with sincerity. Next. Children aged 2 to 6 years usually do the following using objects for symbolic play. Recognize simple concepts in everyday life. Know the concept of a lot and a little. Understand the position in the family and social environment. Classify objects based on size, shape, and color, and the recognized patterns A, B, and ABC. And the next material will be discussed with my friends. Thank you.
Okay, the next material is about emotional development. Social and emotional abilities. This ability has to do with how your little one interacts with others. Generally, one of the characteristics of a 1 year old's growth is that he enjoys hugging parents, imitating home activities, and starting to share toys with other children. Change in facial experience to emotions. Just like adults, the experience of the child's feelings can also be seen from the experience on his face. As they get older, children are increasingly able to express their emotions through smiling, frowning, and other experience of feelings. The ability to describe their emotional experience is increasingly complex and visible from the look on their face. Shows complex emotions. Children of processes age show facial experience that show pride, shame, disgust, and guilt that are not seen in infants or younger children. more complex experience can be shown, and this ability is greatly influenced by cognitive development for them to experience and express the feelings of those feelings. Next material will continue by my friends.
Okay, the next one is psychosocial development. Social development is the development of behavior in children where children are asked to adjust to the rules. Now, in other words, social development is a child learning process in adjusting to the norms, morals, and tradition of the group. Now, in early social development in preschool age starts from child's relationship with their family members or their caregivers at home. And without realizing it, children begin to learn to interact with other people around them. Now, their social developments begin to be complex when children are aged 3 or 4 years old, where children have entered the realm of the most basic education, that is kindergarten. Now, at this time, children can learn together with their friends outside their homes. Now, there are three characteristics of psychosocial developments of preschool children. The first one is enjoy pretend play with other children. In this age, children can start playing with their peers. They most likely to play pretend together. And by playing this game, children can develop their social skills. Second one is begin to learn to share. When children are close with their friends, they start to grow feelings of sharing their things, like their toys or food, with their other friends. So by socializing, not only that they can interact with each other, but also can learn to share their stuff. And the last one is begins to be responsible on how to behave. Now, with this, children begin to know the rules, both in the family environment and in the play environment or school environment as well. Now, these rules are held so that the children can know how to act well in presence of social life. Now, that's all for our material or presentation for today. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.